Hey, Dakota again, doing some tinkering. I'm live proofing my 900 cab. This is my front little storage space. I just started doing reamping, so this is where I keep stuff I'm not using in the exact moment. I sold both my carving cab and my oversized PV, so I'm live proofing my 900. These handles are plastic and they're very brittle, so I got some metal ones. It's a very common thing people do to 1960Bs. I'm thinking about doing the output or the input on the back as well. This is an all original cab from the 90s. It has the T75s, but they sent me the wrong handles. They sent me some that are too small in length. So I have to order the right size. This is me showing like just how small they are. And I probably should have held it up before taking it out, but it's all part of the process. Okay, so I got this die cut made to use as a one-time stencil because I wasn't happy. I wasn't the happiest with my last cab. That's my previous cab. That's the carbon with V30s. I use cardboard stencils, so I'm trying this out. This worked when I painted cars, but I'm just doing the vinyl down and then I'm just gonna mask around it. That was coal. Everyone loves coal. Just I'm not gonna do the trash bag thing like I did last time because it took longer than I needed to. So I'm just gonna cover my bases. I'm not also spraying the entire back. I'm just spraying this small little panel. I do two very heavy coats and I let it cure for over an hour. But I didn't have the greatest luck with this product. It was like a 2-in-1, just like construction based primer. It was like $10, but it literally just peeled straight off the Tolex, and the can said it dried instantly in 15 minutes. So I like really let it overkill, and today's like the hottest day of the week down here in Texas. But I was kind of bummed. My wife suggested that we paint the outline and then fill it in and then touch up the corners with black. So that's what we did. We spent like an hour doing it. We just hung out and talked. Had a good time. I'm still waiting on the metal handles right now. It should be here in the next few days, but that's going to be the next part. Okay, new handles came in. I'm just going to speed talk over it, but they're a little too big. I got to use a jigsaw to cut it up. Not much, just like a half inch. And it worked. It was pretty self-explanatory to do if you've ever worked with power tools. I know not everyone has, especially in like the guitar community. A lot of people will pay someone to do something, and there's no shame in that. Or if you have like a family friend or a family member that's good, like with wood, call them, have them help you out, bond, hang out with a friend, do whatever. I just like to tinker. I used to modify cars. Now I got back into modifying guitars and stuff just because I picked the hobby back up a few years ago. But super, super easy. I'm really, really happy with this. And I'm waiting on my output jack plate that I got on eBay. It's just a single output. And then, real quick, I'm just going to talk back. I'm doing pilot dots. I'm flipping over using those two dots as my reference point. And then I'm going to hold the Sharpie exactly where the bevel needs to be. And I'm going to set it down. And then I'm going to fill in what I need to cut. You don't need to use tape measure. You can eyeball it like this. Anyone can do it. And that's just something I picked up from modifying cars over the years. Just how to eyeball what I need to cut and use reference as a tool. But back to what I was saying. I ordered a 3D printed output jack plate on eBay. It was like $20, 20 or 30. And then Mojotone sells a single wiring harness for those output jacks. So I just bought one. It was like 15 shipped. So I don't have to rewire or solder stuff together. So all in all, with everything I got for this, I'm just under $100 to live proof a 1960B. So if you have a 1960B and you want to do this, it's only gonna be $100. Okay, I got the Mojotone harness in. It was like $12 or $14. I forget. I've been doing this over the last month, just going back and forth editing this. And I stopped filming other videos to do this because I want to do one thing at a time. I'm not gonna just scatter and take this YouTube thing way too seriously. But like on my normal times, I'll film like either 2 to as many videos as I can in an afternoon on the weekend. Just one at a time going through them. But this has taken me about a month, and that's just because of getting stuff to come in. It's gonna be a lot of waiting in between here, and I'm sorry about that. Taking off the back plate, I can't find a clean enough one, but almost forgot just in general. Uh, the one I ordered won't be here for political reasons. It's gonna take a lot to get it from overseas, and they just don't want to ship it because it doesn't cost them that much. And I'm just gonna wait until he ships it, or I'm gonna try to find a clean one of these used. The corners are all busted on this, so that's kind of like the boat I'm in. And the switch on this one hasn't broken on me yet, like the mono stereo switch, but it's broken on me 3 times on my older cabs. I've had like 5 of these. This is the Mojo Tone harness. Very, very good quality. And a game with 2 other quick connects so I could bridge. And I got the idea to do this, just make this cab better in general, from another YouTuber named Pergasound. And he used to be in Guar. He's like an actual amp technician. He does real tinkering. This is very minor compared to what he does, but very, very nice person, and I love his content. But yeah, anyone can do this if you're just patient, or if you're not patient and you just take a break and try again. This literally took me like a month just because I didn't have all of the parts readily available. I took everything out. I loosened it by hand. I broke it loose, and then I used the drill later just because I don't want to strip any of these. And if I know I'm replacing something, then like I don't care, but I want to reuse these screws. And these cabs are just known to get abused. This one was obviously played live, and then I'm going to continue playing it live. Here's a wiring diagram of what I'm doing, parallel series. And I love these T75s. A lot of people, real quick, I'm bridging positive to negative on the bottom. Everything else stays the same, and I just pull the output connections off the top, and I just do one side to positive, one side to negative. And it's that straightforward for doing this. That's literally all you have to do this swap. And I went back in later, not later, but I forgot to film it, and I squeezed the quick connects a little tighter just so they're not going to fall off or rip. There's no movement inside the cab, so you're fine either way. But yeah, I already got questions why I didn't remove the back plate to like paint everything, but that'd be so much effort just to do that, just to have it sit. Yeah, it'd be like easier moving it back and forth, but I didn't want to go through all that hassle just to do it. I would rather just tape it and paint it. But putting everything back by hand and then screwing it in and then doing the final tightening by hand. This, I'm just going to reuse the old one. I mentioned that before. I'm putting in the 16 ohm slot, and I'm actually going to hand tighten it with a 13 mil. The Mojo Tones are 13 mil. I have no clue what the OEM Marshall ones are because it was hand tight. But got it snug. I'm going to put these in by hand just so I don't break it more. I actually had to use the drill for the top left one because that screw is just filled with gunk and I couldn't get it clean enough. But even though this is like really busted up, it's going to do its job for all I need, and it's just barely there. Really, really tight, making sure. All in all, I'd consider this live proof. It's 16 ohm mono, metal handles, and it has the original casters on it. I'll eventually replace the casters when they're just fully just scraped out. But I've been using the Game Baby Live. I can't recommend this head enough. I'm going to run through this no pedals. This head is 8 ohm, but you can run 16 ohm at 80 watts, or you can run two 16 ohms at 100 watts. I'm only running one. Sometimes it shows I'm able to run two, but right now I'm going to play no pedals, no anything. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with this cab. This is the switch. These switches are just notorious for going bad. Even on the new cabs, if you play them a lot, I'm just not risking it with this one. This one's already a really old cab. Obviously, the original owner of this did not switch this between mono and stereo a bunch, but yeah, I'm just going to get rid of the problem before it bites me in the ass for a fourth time. But all in all, can't recommend these cabs enough.